is almost Turkey Day. Are you guys excited as I am? Because I am pumped. Stefan and I host Thanksgiving every single year since we've been together. We bring our families together. We chow down on some serious food. I'm in charge of desserts. I'm cooking pumpkin pie, apple pie, chocolate pudding pie, peanut butter blossoms. And we're just so excited because Steph and I have been on a diet for like the last month, over a month. We both lost some weight, but it's really hard to diet during the holiday season because there's just like delicious food everywhere. But Thanksgiving is going to be our cheat day, so we're so excited. Are you guys excited for Thanksgiving? Because we're really pumped. I'm also really pumped to just have a cheat day. But guys, this is your Wednesday pull list. So I just want to remind you guys, make sure you guys are sticking around to the end of the video to find out if you guys won last week's giveaway. But also stick around to find out how to win this week's giveaway. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Wednesday pull list, which is your hype video for New Comic Book Day. In this video, I'm gonna try to get you so pumped and so excited you are sprinting out your door, running down to your local LCS to pick up the books that I want to talk about in today's video, or to go online and order these books and have them shipped directly to your house so you can get them in front of your eyes and just enjoy these amazing stories. So we're going to talk about cover lover picks. We actually have a book on the chopping block this week. We have the almost top 3. It's going to be a full video. Oh, we're also going to do the top 3 must-have pickups. So yeah, a full video for you guys today. Now, work is still really busy. So I'm shooting this Tuesday morning. I'm going to try to edit it throughout the whole entire day and get it out on Tuesday. But there is a good chance this is going to come out on Wednesday. And also, I just want to let you guys know, no final order cutoff video this week because it's Thanksgiving week. Thursday is Thanksgiving. Friday starts my holiday weekend. I'm not going to make a video. It's just, I'm going to spend time with the family and I'm going to hang out. I'm going to have a great time and not think about comic books for a little while. I might read some comics this weekend, but I'm not going to be making a video. So another 1 week video. It's the holiday, guys. That's what happens on this channel every single year. So let's not waste any more time talking about videos I'm not going to make. Let's go ahead and check out my pull list. This week, guys, was an amazing week on my pull list because my pull list was normal size. It does not cover the whole entire monitor. It's a normal size pull list, but you guys can't see what books those are, so let me go ahead and throw them up on screen right now. Guys, there are 15 books on my pull list. There is one new number 1. There are 8 DC books, 3 Marvel books, and 4 indies. And I was able to read all the previous issues to the books that you see on screen right now, so every single one of these books could make the top 3 list, which is really exciting, especially after last week when I only read 5 of the books and there were 26 books on my pull list. So a big improvement this week. I read them all, so let's go ahead and find out that one book that is on the chopping block. We have not had a book on the chopping block, I want to say, for over a month, maybe even longer than that, which is fantastic. So that means all the books that I've been reading have been so good. But this book right here, issue number 2, was not good at all. Guys, I am talking about Avengers Inc. issue number 3, comes out this week. I read issue number 2 yesterday and it really was not that good. I really enjoyed issue number 1. It set up these characters in a very interesting way. I do not know a lot about the Wasp, and I didn't know anything about Victor Shade. And issue number 1 just did a great job of setting up those characters and what the story was going to be about. But issue number 2 was pretty terrible. I really didn't enjoy it. The pacing was a little off, the dialogue was just not that good, and the story was pretty corny. So this book is on the chopping block. I've already pre-ordered the next 2 issues, so unless this book gets drastically better, this book is officially chopped from my pull list. There is a really cool 1 in 25 for issue number 3, so if you guys like 1 in 25 ratio variants, go ahead and check that out. But guys, that is the chopping block. Let's go ahead and move over to the next section, which is a really exciting section because I love good cover art, and these are my cover lover picks. I dove into that intro so quickly that I totally forgot to tell you guys when these books are going to be released, and these are going to be released on November 22nd of 2023, which is tomorrow, November 22nd, 2023. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into these covers. And the first one up is The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 38. This is the 1:25 ratio variant done by Dyke Ruan. I told you in the past, his artwork is getting better and better with every single cover and all the work that he's doing every single month. This cover is gorgeous. I'm a Spider-Man fan and this cover is just, it's so good. But guys, next up is Superman issue number 8, the 1:25 ratio variant done by Edwin Galman. I'm not sure I've ever seen Edmund Galman's art in the past, but this cover is really good. You got Superman, he's floating in front of the sun, and he's just like soaking up all those rays, and his curl right here looks so cool. This is just a great cover. But guys, next up is Star Wars Bounty Hunters issue number 40. Again, the 1:25 ratio variant, but this cover is done by Ben Harvey. I really like this cover. I am not a huge Star Wars fan, but I really like the artwork on this cover. You got like this assassin coming down to possibly kill these two people, and it's gorgeous. But guys, let's go ahead and move on. Next up is the Sensational She-Hulk issue number 2. This is the variant cover done by Carrie Andrews, and how good is this? I'm a big fan of Carrie Andrews, and this artwork is just so good, especially when you compare it to the other covers coming out for this issue. This is definitely the best one. But guys, next up is Jay Garrett, The Flash, issue number 2, and you guessed it, the 1:25 ratio variant done by Evan Doc Shaner. You got Jay Garrett, he's running up the side of a building, he looks fantastic. I'm a big fan of the classic Flash of Jay Garrett, and he looks classic, and it looks great. I really like it. But guys, next up is Batman Off-World issue number 1. Now this is the exclusive variant cover done by Scotty Young. This is the trade dress. There is a virgin foil, and there's also a black and white variant. You could have got all three for I think 120 or 150 bucks. I only picked myself up the trade dress, which I think was 30 and then like $10 shipping, so it was like a total of 40. But I really like this cover. It's Scotty Young's first art at DC Comics. He picked Batman. It looks awesome. I really enjoy it. Did you guys score yourself a copy of one of these versions or all three variants for this issue? Guys, let me know down in the comments below. But guys, the next three covers are all bangers for the same exact comic book. Guys, this is Captain Marvel issue number 2. And we're going to kick the first one up with the variant cover done by Lucas Warneck. This is gorgeous. Captain Marvel looks absolutely epic. The colors are great. The line work is great. This is just a great cover. But guys, the next one up is the variant cover done by Joshua Swaby. And guys, just look at this artwork. I have no idea who this girl is on the cover. I'm not reading Captain Marvel right now. If you guys know, you guys can let me know down in the comments below. But again, gorgeous. Joshua Swaby has been putting out some fantastic covers, and this one right here is just another one. It's so good. And guys, the next one up in the last cover that I like for this Captain Marvel issue number 2 is the 1:10 ratio variant done by Jen Bartel. Just saying the name Jen Bartel normally means it's going to be a pretty good cover. This one here is a great design variant. She breaks down how, you know, Captain Marvel looks in this outfit, and it's great. It's a great design variant. But guys, those are all the covers that land on this week's new comic day, which again is November 22nd of 2023. All right, guys, the next section is our new number 1 that you guys just have to be excited about. But before we check out that new number 1, I just want to remind you guys real quick, look down. If you haven't smashed that like button just yet, do me a favor and smash that like button. And check the subscribe button. Have you guys done that whole thing and got yourself subscribed? And if you haven't, you should probably do that right now. All right, guys, let's go ahead and find out what that new number 1 that I think you guys just have to be picking up. All right, guys, the new number 1 that I think you guys just have to be checking out is Batman Off-World issue number 1. Now, this is coming from writer Jason Aaron and art by Doug Menke. And if that creative team does not get you excited, an amazing artist. He does such good artwork, and you guys have to be following his Instagram. I'll make sure that is linked down in the description below and also up on screen right here because he does some amazing animation. That's right, he's not just an artist, and he also does animation as well. Just go through his Instagram. There's some really cool stuff. I think there's one called Bane's Big Bench Day, and it's so good. Check that out. But guys, also the writer of Jason Aaron, I'm a big fan of his. His run on Thor over at Marvel Comics was epic. It was so good. The introduction of Jane Foster as Thor was so good. I love that whole run. Thor came back, and it was just great. his run on Avengers was pretty terrible. I did not like that at all. But he also has that new independent comic, which is called Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, which is so good. I really enjoy it. So, you know, he has good stuff, he has bad stuff, but I'm really excited to see what he's gonna do with Batman, which I think this is his first DC work. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it is, though. I'm pretty sure. Maybe you could quote me, guys. Let me know down in the comments below if I'm right or if I'm wrong. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and read the synopsis for you guys now. Superstar writer Jason Aaron teams up with blockbuster artist Doug Mahnke for the fight of the Dark Knight's life. A routine night in Gotham for a young Batman proves to be anything but routine when the crime fighter is confronted with a sort of foe he's never faced before. One from beyond the stars. A universe of possible alien threats leads Batman to make a daring decision to venture alone into the far reaches of the cosmos for the very first time, where the Dark Knight will face the fight of his life. Superstar writer Jason Aaron delivers his first Batman story ever, partnered with Doug Mahnke for a unique and brutal tale. I'm already signed up. I'm already pre-ordering this book. I think I've already pre-ordered the first 2 or 3 issues. I'm super excited for this. Guys, are you guys excited for Batman Off-World issue number 1? Guys, let me know down in the comments below. All right, guys, that is the new number 1 that I think you guys just have to be excited about. Let's go ahead and find out what books made the almost top 3. Alright guys, these books are the almost top 3. These stories are really good. They just didn't have that little extra to make it to the top 3 list. So still consider picking these books up because they are so good. And the first one up is Void Rivals issue number 6. This book has made it to the top 3 list multiple times. This story is absolutely fantastic. Robert Kirkman, Lorenzo De La Felici, some great variant covers. This is just a great book. It's kicking off the Energon universe. We are 6 issues in now. Well, 6 issues as of tomorrow. And it's just a really fun book. And guys, the next book up is Universal Monsters Dracula issue number 2. I really enjoyed issue number 1. I do not know the original Dracula tale, and this has James Tynion IV telling that tale. I didn't know who Ryan Field was before, but he was introduced in this issue number 1. It was done super well, and I cannot wait to get more of this book. And this also has art by Martin Simmons. He is the artist that was on Department of Truth, and it is just creepy, and it's awesome. It's a horror story. It's a monster. It's so, so good. And guys, we have 2 more books. Next up is this Sensational She-Hulk issue number 2. Now this is coming from Rainbow Rowell, and I forgot the artist on this book. I don't have it written down because I'm just like spitballing right now. But guys, this book is so good. If you kind of like a romantic comedy type book with superheroes in it, this is the book for you because Jack of Hearts is in a relationship with She-Hulk. It's not perfect. There's a lot of like, you know, they're working through all the weirdness that, 2 superheroes would have to work through to be in a relationship, but it's so good because there is love there, and Rainbow Rowell is doing a great job of showing us that love, but like, there are differences, and so they're working through it, and it's fantastic. And I also love the relationship that Jennifer Walters has at her law offices. It's so good. I love the character of I forgot, but there's like an android, he has a square head, and he's such a great character. He's like the person who works the front desk at the office. It's so good. This is a really good book, and I really like the artist on this book, so I'll find it and I'll put it up on screen right here. This is just a great book that you guys should be reading. And the final book on the almost top 3 is Superman issue number 8. This is a great story written by Joshua Williamson. I'm really, really enjoying it, especially this character called The Chained, who is this person that we don't know a lot about just yet, but Lex Luthor had trapped him in like this underground bunker, and Superman set him free, and he's causing absolute chaos, and he tore through the whole Superman family, which is a lot of Superman type characters to totally kick the crap out of. It is really, really good, and I actually really like this relationship between Lex Luthor and Superman. It seems like Lex is actually trying to do the right thing. He still, I think, has like a little bit of a bad guy heart, but I think he's trying to turn that leaf. I think he's really trying to do the right thing, which, I love a good villain to hero story. I really do, and maybe Lex is actually going to be doing that. We know at some point he's going to turn again, but I really like it right now. I really do. It's really good. All right, guys, that is the almost top 3. Let's go ahead and find out what my 3 favorite books for this week are, starting with number 3. It took me a while to pick my number 3 book. Well, I shouldn't say a while. It took me like 20 minutes. I flip-flopped between Superman, Sensational She-Hulk, and basically all the books that are on the almost top 3. But I landed with Green Lantern War Journal issue number 3 that comes out this week. I read issue number 2 yesterday. Now, this is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson and has art by Montos. Guys, this story featuring John Stewart is absolutely amazing. It is so good. You got John Stewart. He's down on Earth. He doesn't have a power ring. Which one's your ring finger? This one with my ring on it. He doesn't have his power ring, but he still has the power of the Green Lantern. He can just like have it come out of his body and he can kick some ass. It is so good. He's staying at home with his mother. In issue number 2, he went out and met with John Henry Irons at the Steel Corporation, and he's gonna get a job there. And it's so good. But he's with his mom, who kind of, I believe, has dementia of some kind, because she like sees her, I think, daughter or granddaughter still, but she's dead. So it's like, you know, I believe she has dementia. I'm not 100% sure, but this story is so good. And the villain in this is absolutely fantastic. We got this character called the Reverend Queen. I want to say that's how it's pronounced. I'll put it up on screen because I'm probably butchering it because I'm still sick somehow. But this character is awesome. She has like this crazy power that she can reanimate bodies, but she's also super strong because she tore through these 3 new Green Lanterns and like possessed their bodies and has like all their memories and stuff. It is so good. It's so creepy. And John is just such a badass. This is such a great book. Obviously, because it's written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, and he's like one of the best writers right now. It's like everything he's putting out is just gold. His 007 book was so good. His Superman book is so good. Now this Green Lantern book is so good. Must-have pickup. Now, the variant covers for this, we have a great cover by Raza, the 1 in 25 by Mirko Cloak. I don't even know it's not Cloak, it's Kolak. I don't know, it's pretty good. But the 1 in 50 by Edmund Gallman. Now remember, he did the 1 in 25 for the Superman book, which was also really good. This one right here is also really good. So those are the variant covers. And this is my number 3 book that I think you guys just have to be picking up because the story is so good. All right, guys, let's go ahead and find out what my number 2 is. All right, guys, the number 2 book that I think you guys have to be picking up this week is Wonder Woman issue number 3. Now, this is written by Tom King and art by Daniel Samprier. And guys, this book is, you know, number 1 was good, but it was a normal Tom King number 1. Very wordy, lots of story building, and lots of setup. It was a great first issue, but again, it was like, it felt long, and it felt like, you know, it was doing all that world building. But issue number 2 was, again, it was a big read. There's a lot of words, which, why am I complaining? I'm reading an amazing comic book with amazing artwork by Daniel Samprier. But issue number 2, what it did better than issue number 1 was it introduced the villain of this book. Maybe shouldn't call her the villain, but the Amazon that is going around killing humans. And that character has had all the Amazons like kicked out of the United States, and it's causing a big to-do. And Wonder Woman also took on the U.S. Army in this issue, like a whole like battalion. They came after her like with like planes and tanks and like men on the ground with like big ass guns, and she kicked the crap out of all of them, and it was epic. It was awesome. But Tom King did this whole side-by-side story where it was like Wonder Woman current day right now fighting this U.S. Army, and also back in time when she was much younger, fighting this Amazon that has now gone rogue and is like, you know, doing all that killing. And Wonder Woman kicked her ass back then, and it was epic how she did it. It was so good. And Tom King did this great like juxtaposition of the 2 stories, and it was great. And Daniel Samprier's artwork is like so good. If you guys are not reading Wonder Woman, now is the time to dive in because it is a really interesting story. It's done really well by Tom King, and I'm loving it. But again, it's a little long, but we shouldn't complain. It's a comic book. We should enjoy reading these comic books, but it's not too long. It's just like that perfect length. All right, guys, that is my number 2 book. Oh, hold on. We got to check out the variant covers. So the variant covers for this book are pretty good. My computer's being really slow. There's a pretty good one by Jim Lee, which has, I believe, Trinity on the cover. There's that awesome Tedesco cover, which I believe is the cover C. There's a Del Otto Jr., which is okay. There's the action figure variant, which is like a McFarlane action figure, which is, I don't know. I don't really like it. There's 1 in 25, which is fine. And there is also a design variant for Trinity, which I believe is the 1 in 50, which is, again, okay. So Tedesco is the way to go with this, or the cover A, in my opinion. But guys, that is the number 2 book. Let's go ahead and find out what my number 1 book for this week is. All right, guys, the book that is in the number 1 spot technically, based on my own personal rules for being in the top 3, should not be on this list. But I read the first 2 issues this weekend of this book, and issue number 4 comes out tomorrow on November 22nd of 2023, and I just have to put this book in the number 1 spot because after reading issues number 1 and 2, they were definitely the best books I read over the weekend, and that is The Plot Holes. Issue number 4 comes out this week. This is written and has artwork done by Sean Murphy, and this book is incredible. After reading those few issues, I realized something about Sean Murphy's writing that I love so much, is that he writes a book with a gigantic cast of characters and makes you care about every single one of them. Gives each character a reason for being in these books, and it's so good. And what is really interesting about The Plot Holes, which, you know, you need to read the book to really know why, is that the characters in this book are actually fictional characters from books that are alive somehow, but they stay in this like little universe and they hop from book to book that has not been published. That's right, unpublished books, editing them, saving them to then be able to be published, which is a really, really cool idea. But there's this thing called the bookworm that is coming into these unread books or unpublished books and destroying them. And these books are disappearing, and all the characters inside these books are going away, and they're no longer alive, I guess you could say. And that is such a cool idea. So the plot hole characters that are saving these books are from books that had been destroyed, but this one character, I forget her name, I'll put it up on screen right here. I might even put a picture for you. She's gone into these books before they were destroyed and pulled out these characters and saved these characters. And now they're part of this team saving other books. Such a cool idea. And the plot hole characters that Sean Murphy has picked are so cool. So cool. I love this series. It's so good so far. I personally cannot wait to read issues number 3 and 4, which I believe issue number 3 with issue number 4 coming in the mail next week. So I'm super pumped to get those because the series has been so good. Now, there are some amazing variant covers for issue number 3. Issues number 1 and 2 had some decent ones, but issue number 3, there are some really good ones. The cover B, done by Hector Tunick, is really good. It's got a mech on the front, and if you're reading Plot Holes, you'll know why there's a mech on the front. And variant cover C, done by Victor Farvo, has the Beast character on it, which is also really good. His backstory, which was in issue number 2, is really, really good. And then there's a black and white sketch variant for cover D, which is the 1:10 ratio variant, which is also really, really good. But guys, pick up The Plot Holes by Sean Murphy. It is so good. And he also has a book coming out, Zorro. There's a longer name than just Zorro, but it was on Kickstarter a little while ago. It just ended, I think, a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I'm pumped for that. Zorro, written by Sean Murphy. It's gonna be so, so good. All right, guys, that is the number 1 book. We can go ahead and wrap this video up and find out who won last week's giveaway. Alright guys, we are at the end of the video, and if you guys are still watching this video right now, first I'm going to thank you. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video, and then I'm just going to remind you, you guys are legends. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel and sticking around to the end. Now guys, look down real quick. Have you guys hit that like button just yet? If you haven't, do me a favor and smash that like button. And last but not least guys, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, I'm just going to say, what are you doing? Get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, and smash that like button. Alright guys, that is last week's video. Let's go ahead and cut up close and find out who won last week's giveaway. Alright guys, you know how we do this. This is last week's video. We're going to copy the URL. We're going to bring it here. We're going to paste it. We're going to go ahead and fetch the comments, but not just anything. We're going to do keyword filter. Hashtag I love comic books. That's what you had to put in your comment on last week's video to get an entry into this week's giveaway. So let's go ahead and find out how many people did that. It's calculating. There were 44 of you who left a comment with the hashtag I love comic books. So let's go ahead and pick a winner. And 3, 2, 1. The winner was Timothy Vaughn. Congratulations! Congratulations, Timothy, on winning last week's giveaway. Now, what I need you to do is go over to Instagram. Her handle is right here, and slip into our DMs and give us your address. And I will get 3 books shipped out to you in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I need to order them on mycomicshop.com, have them shipped to me, and then I'll have them shipped to you. So, Timothy, congratulations, and thank you so much for supporting the channel. Now, guys, if you're interested in entering next week's giveaway, this is what you need to do. You need to, 1, be subscribed to the channel. 2, live in the United States of America. 3, leave a comment down below. And 4, make sure you guys are using the hashtag #ILoveComicBooks. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. And just a quick reminder, there is no final order cutoff video this week. It's Thanksgiving. I'm going to be doing Thanksgiving things. But I'll be back next week with my Wednesday pull list and my final order cutoff speculation and recommendations video. Alright guys, have yourself a fantastic Thanksgiving. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.